I'm going to say something that might make people uncomfortable. If you wait for everyone else to feel comfortable with your dream, you'll never start. And I know that because I've done it. Hey everyone, my name is Mary, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things related to the storytelling industry. As promised, it is time for my monthly update. And this one hits at a very odd time in life because tomorrow is my birthday and I turn 44. So I am solidly in midlife right now, and it has caused a lot of feelings and emotions to come up as per usual. So I wanted to talk about something that has been sitting heavy on my heart. The idea that sometimes in order to go after your dreams, you have to be a little selfish. Not mean, not careless, but intentional. And that can feel really uncomfortable, especially if you're someone like me who has spent your whole life putting other people first. For most of my life, I have been waiting for life to be less busy, waiting until I had more time, waiting until I felt like everyone in my life was supportive and on board with whatever I was going after, waiting until no one needed me. And unfortunately, I've had to face a really hard truth. There will always be something, someone, or a reason to delay your dreams. If you are waiting for a moment to pursue your dream that doesn't inconvenience anyone else, that moment may never come. And that's really hard to admit. Somewhere along the way, we've all been taught to ask for permission to change careers, permission to write a book, permission to start that podcast, permission to start that YouTube video. But the reality is that when you're an adult, there is no one that is coming to tap you on the shoulder and be like, it's your turn now, you should do this. The permission slip you're waiting for is something that you have to sign for yourself. And it feels selfish. But what's actually selfish is burying your calling and then resenting everyone around you for the life you chose not to build. That is something I learned the really hard way after my dad passed away because it opened my eyes and made me realize that I was waiting for that moment to be free to pursue what I wanted to pursue. And because of that, I had lost a lot of time. Now, something to keep in mind is when I say you have to be a little selfish, that doesn't mean that you ignore your responsibilities. What I mean by that is you protect time for your goals. You learn to say no, something I'm really, really bad at. You let people be disappointed in you when you don't do what they want or what they expect of you. And you stop over explaining the reason why. It's okay to say, hey, I want to do this. And guess what? You don't have to explain that to anyone. You just have to understand that some people won't get it, be okay with it, and move forward anyway. Because really, what it boils down to is that being a little selfish just means acknowledging that your dreams matter too. Not more than anyone else's, but not less than anyone else's either. And for those of us who grew up as people pleasers, that's a really difficult shift to make. Now, there's something else I want to say, and I want to say this very carefully. I am not married and I don't have children, and many of my friends and family do. One of the things I've gotten really good at is being an observer. And over the years, I have watched the people I love pour themselves into their marriages and their children. And that's beautiful. That's important. And that should always be your priority. But I've also noticed something that makes me incredibly sad. I've watched them put their dreams on a shelf. And not even because their dreams didn't matter or that they didn't want them, but life got busy and everyone else came first. And again, that makes sense because marriage and children are a commitment and they deserve your full attention. But here's the thing that I think makes me the most sad because now most of my friends and family are solidly in middle age like me. And what I don't want to see is anyone, whether you're single, married, or whatever it looks like, somewhere in between, I don't want you to wake up at 55, 65, 75 and realize that you never took the time to go after your dreams in life. Your family can be your priority, and your responsibilities 100% matter. But it is also entirely possible to keep one part of your life that's dedicated to your calling and to your dream. It doesn't have to be huge, it doesn't have to be viral, it doesn't even have to make money, but it should exist because you are a whole person. You're not just a spouse, you're not just a parent, you're not just someone's support system. You are you, and your dreams should still be there somewhere. And that applies to me too, because even though I was not raising children, I was taking care of sick parents. And again, it is very easy to make someone else's problems your priority and just kind of forget about yourself. Just because I'm not married doesn't mean that I am immune to the idea of shelving my dreams for comfort, for approval, and just because life happened. And whether you're single like me or if you're raising children, the question is the same for everybody. If I never fully go after this, will I regret it? And when I asked myself that honestly after my dad passed away, the answer was yes, I was going to regret it. I don't want to wake up 10 years from now and realize that my life was a total waste. I also don't want to look back and see the ways I shrank myself to make other people comfortable. The truth is that the people who truly love you may not always understand your dream, but they will survive it. And if they love you, they will eventually understand because you deserve a life that feels like yours. So, what does it look like to go after your dreams? Well, that's different for everybody. But for me, it looks like starting before you feel ready, which I definitely did. It looks like being a little misunderstood. It's doing the work when no one else cares and no one is clapping for you. It's believing in your own vision, even when you're doing it alone and you feel a little bit lonely doing so. It looks like building something consistently that you can be proud of. And it looks like choosing yourself, not instead of others, but alongside them. So if you're like me and you have spent most of your life waiting for permission, this is it. I'm giving you permission. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need anyone else to understand. You just need to decide. Your dream is not selfish. Your calling is not selfish. Wanting more is not selfish. What would actually be tragic is getting to the end of your life and realizing that you never gave yourself a chance. And if that resonates with you, then I would love to hear what your dream is in the comments. And if you needed a sign, this is it. Go after it anyway. All right. That is my motivational speech in honor of turning 44. As always, let me know what you're up to in the comments section. I love all of you. And I'll see you next month. Bye, guys.